Sarracenias part 2. I decided to do a quick update video on the 26th of May because the light on reflection wasn't so good, and today it's a little bit cloudy, so the colours aren't going to be so washed out when it's in bright sunshine. And the plants moved on a couple more days, so I won't give too much chat this time, but you know the plants. But we have to say, Praetorian Dron's looking great this year. Wilkinson White Knights still settling in. There's Poseidon, the Morii from Wilkinson Bog, John David King. Just try and get a little higher so you can see the plants. So there's only going to be a few minutes things. So I'm just going to walk down. Timothy King's looking great. So is Mirex, Loco by Adrian Slack, H88. I have to say, I love this time of year when the plants are straight, coloured up, grown. You know, you've just got this window of opportunity to enjoy them for their neatness and their colours. And good thing about flower and having them in number order is in the order I collected them. Is you get the contrast between the plants, so you can pick them out much easier than if you're grouping them all together in type. Just go back a bit, you can see real candy fest it is. So I'm holding the camera a bit higher so you can see a little bit more of the lids as well. There's just over 340 different clones of flavin in this one bench alone. And just quickly coming to the end. So the big one there is F228. Scan back again. Yeah, it's been so sunny, it's been trying to choose the right moment, and today is the cloudy day. The weather's been very hot and dry for the time of year, all the way from April right till now, and it hasn't really rained here in Shropshire much since the middle of March. Another video on my water system one day will happen, but I've still got 10,000 litres of rainwater left, and I'm using about 500 litres a day. So that was a response to the the summer of 2018, when we had 3 months of virtually no rain, and I had to use a reverse osmosis equipment, which here is very expensive because we're on a meter. So I'm a big fan of storage rather than wasting water. And as climate change kicks in, which is really one of my main concerns, it's better to store it rather than waste it, and especially everybody else has been water supply. So gotta say, I love the L49A clone. The red one's looking really nice, and Hot Pink Selections is getting going. That colours up later, as does the famous Pink Lip Giant. So I've trimmed back all of last year's growth off there to give the pictures a chance to develop. Swinging round, Oreophylla Sand Mountain clone. All the Oreos are looking good. And just panning across now at the start of Lucos, and as mentioned, they really do seem to prefer it at the higher end of the bench. There's about a 1 inch raised bed. Never really shown you this, people, YouTubers, but if you wonder what I did under the benches, there's all the rhizome cuttings all the way down underneath, 3 deep, as I really have not the space to put them on any top benches. So this is the A28 Lata Black Tube clones. They're beginning to make their move to deep colours. This is A39. This is a giant purple tube. This really gets dark by the end of the season. Moving on, you can see the line of show plants of the Brooks hybrids, which I use at one local flower show. The only one I really do with any display, Shrewsbury Flower Show, which sadly has been cancelled this year, but as I divided them and potted them on, they'll appreciate an extra season waiting to get to full height next time. as the roots are disturbed. The Leucophylla rhizome cuttings really have sprung up well. And the Sarracenia rubra behind, they will get their flowers pruned off. I'm off for the next 3 weeks on furlough, so being on furlough has its uses. Now this is coming back nicely. This is the big windows. Sarracenia rubra. This is Bocasa, very large trumpets. Giant copper top from Phil Sheridan, and the Leah Wilkersons. This is the John Ainsworth copper top. We could argue that it's really an Atra purpurea, as I had it very red in 2006 when it was also a very sunny year. And now some of the hybrids are more interest. This is Lurch. It's absolute monster. The openings are around about 3 to 4 inches across, I would say, at the moment. It's a cross between Bocasa and one of the giant Rigelia's F140A. And everybody's favourite, the one more wild plant that really does make super nice hybrids. This is my collection of all the Adrian Slack mother plants together, looking really good. And from that, world's your oyster, you could say, when it comes to very many plants. This is F18. Down here there's a few cross-made F18 cross with anthocyanin-free leuco. This one will get back to red soon because I disturbed it. Just love the pink on this. Just look at that. Another one that's also in the running for, it's not a red one, but when you compare with this, it definitely is second fiddle to some of these really nice deep coloured red Moriais. You have to see it for real, people. But it's looking like the open day for the set for the 11th of July is not going to happen. There's another one of my creations. This is even larger than the other ones. And so it goes on, and this is Steve Morley's cross, which is sitting at about 41 inches tall, which is the tallest measured picture at the moment. Maybe one of the leucos down there is taller at the moment than the purpureas. That's really impressive in length. Sometimes they do that, the Berkeis, Lutiola, and M18. Now going over to the seedling bench. I did a little bit of rearrangement. This red one is another selection. The bees seem to be finding this greenhouse at the moment. This is what I'm coining as Angel of Death. I love that lid. This is a cross between Leah Wilkerson and Elizabeth Aden. This one's also very nice. It should, if it performs like it did before, the upper body will go red with white spots, and the lid is getting that way like it did before. And another plant I really like is I'm going to coin green measles, because it's got this red upper body. You can see that, and these green spots. Noisy bees. This is also looking good. And the plant at the moment in my collection is this fellow here, which is another Adrian Slack Leah Wilkerson cross, but the original pictures really got quite dark inside now. But from distance, it tends to blur in. Just looking back over my lot ones, and the new comers to the collection with swaps with other growers, which is a good way to acquire new plants. There's probably about 30-40 new plants here. Now we're going on to the other side of the greenhouse, so I'm going to go this side on flowers, or maybe I'll step back a bit. This is Helen Mary, and there's the other Leah Wilkersons in the collection. Santa Rosa Morii, and this is the Leah by Leah, and it's enormous this year. Very vigorous, doesn't mind being disturbed. Walk down this way, but first of all I'll pan across to the hybrids and then walk downwards looking at flowers. Again, so to give you an idea, there's 8 pots wide in the bench compared to the old place. You can really see the plants from both sides, and there's no problem to maintain. There's this Suspicion, and behind it is the robust Regelii, Antho3, Goldie. You can see the big Regelii at the back, and some of the interesting Leucos from this side, some Hurricane Creek whites. Really nice ones from Nelio here. It look like snow. I'm hoping they'll put on a good show this autumn. But there's noticeable there's a lack of flies, so they might resort to hand feeding 2 pitchers of Bonbon. There's some old traps of Bocars as it produces old one. I have crossed it this year with Leah Wilkerson, see what happens. And coming to the end of the this side of the Leuca bench, this is L45, and then at the end of the window Schnell's Ghost, and swinging back. Now again, this zone is probably about 10 foot, 3 meters, just over 3 meters of plants not on the grow list yet, but looking good. There's basically other swaps from other growers, but in this situation, even they really stand out. Now, there's a lot of people making some really nice plants, and it's inspiring really to get out the paintbrush and to do some crosses of your own. This is Vampire Queen. So Matt Soper's very nice Morii. Again, I was looking at this the other night. This is one with vibrant pink. It was one of Merrick's crosses. Fresh pictures there, really lovely. Scanning back. It's turning into a virtual open day, I suppose. This is Black Shear. You can really see its colour now, you know, when the sun is not shining so well. Many of you know I've got solar panels on the house, and I'm very proud to say probably got one of the largest solar arrays in Shropshire, with 14 kilowatts worth, but needless to say that we've been totally carbon negative for the last 3 months. We've only a slight bit of import from the grid, but we've been producing, we think, for the whole road. It's been that sunny. And across some of into the Japanese plants as well. This is one of my favourites. This is developing its very rich pink colour, which is out pinks, I suppose, other plants. This is Hagakiri from Japan. Veining, is it? It's really captivating, so dark. This is Donby. This is Okan. There's Matt Soper's green Michelion, and then we have Asuka number 21. Just love the lid. Zoom on it. This is an opening picture of Bitoin. It's quite large. This is Boyden. And then John Hubbard's Excellence again. Wilkerson or Johnny Wilkerson, Bud Wilkerson clones. There's a famous Japanese cultivar Adusukata, and towering there is Alucard. And a very tall picture of Royal Ruby this year. Reptilian Rose. I'm sure Mirek will tell me it's pronounced differently. Premsil, Ottokar, some Anthophrimicheliana I bred myself. Frogman getting going. Peaches. And there's Melanor Hyder. And here is an underrated one. This is H140 Papuria Hybrid. It's my family in the background. Copper vase. Blackberry Sunday. Oh, you have to look at Flash. Got this in 2002. Right, we're coming to the end, and now this is from Phil Wilson. This came from Wild Seed, and it grew into this. It's only very short, but this is a Mori IF2. Judith Hindle looking sizable finally, and H25, and then we're coming up into where we started off. Sorry about the shortness in gap between the two videos, but I think the light is better today. Thank you for watching.